but we've got as long as you want, literally, whatever's easy for you. Right, I think we can go live. I don't know. I can never tell with these things when we go on. It always says the meeting is now streaming live, but I never actually see it on the group until like
it's got a notification
2 minutes later. Awesome. I think that looks like we're good. Let's just lock that one off. Expand that so I can actually see the comments. Yes, I think we are live. Cool. Happy days. I'm just mute them. Cool. I was going to mention as well, there's a delay. I don't know if you're using live before, but there's literally a delay between like when we speak. It's about 10-15 seconds when it appears inside the group. So any questions or something that come through, they're probably going to be slightly delayed what we're talking about, but it's all good. Cool. Awesome. Right. Well, first of all, hello again. We're back this week. This week we're actually chatting with David Kyle, who you may or may have not have met before. I'm going to let David introduce himself and go kind of what we're going to go through today. I'm not going to chat too much today like I normally do. I'm sure you guys are sick of hearing me chat all the time. So I'm going to let David kind of take over, introduce himself, talk a bit about what he does, and then go through some pretty awesome training and content that everybody's got today. Any questions that anyone's got, by the way, as always, just let us know inside the comments, but we will be asking some questions at the end. So like, put them in the comments as you go, but we'll come back to those questions at the end of the kind of training today as well. So yeah, David, you want to say hi, introduce yourself, and yeah, what you got for us today?
So I'm technically in our third bedroom here because it's a second lockdown in Wales. So the gym is forced to be closed again, and we're kind of stuck at home. So I had to create a new office again all of a sudden. But yeah. Quite excited about this one. Usually when people want me to come on and do these type of trainings, it's basically how to set Facebook ads up or how to optimize ads and stuff like that. But we've never really dived into what actually makes a Facebook ad work. So it's quite an interesting one because obviously I don't think about these things. I just do them. So it's having to pull them all out of my brain and put them on a slide. So yeah, it should be quite interesting. This type of stuff that we'll talk through.
Cool. I'm excited about this one as well. Like when you kind of talked about what we could chat about, it's just the question we get asked quite a lot. Yeah. And yeah, I've never actually seen anybody deliver kind of any training really on this or talk about this too much. So I thought it'd be a good subject to go over. So yeah, excited, man. So what you got?
Let me just share my screen. Let's hope it is the slides. Yeah, you can see the
slides on. Yeah, all good.
Okay, press play. Okay, yeah. So hopefully everyone can see what's going on. My second screen has gone blank now, so if anybody is leaving comments, Ash or somebody will just have to let me know. But what we're going to talk about today is what goes into a winning Facebook advert. So again, thanks for having me on. We're going to go through it. I think there's about 14 slides altogether, and then some questions at the end. So if anybody's got questions as we go through, maybe make a note of what slide it was or what we were talking about, and then when I take this off the full screen, I can go through those questions then. So if you are anything like me, you just jump on YouTube all the time to try and find the answer to the questions that you have. You probably watched a ton of videos then. Most of them probably doesn't even give you the answer, even though the title says how to do this, how to do that. You've watched it for like 10-15 minutes and then realized the guy isn't actually going to give you the proper answer or the answer you want. And then you're still left confused. And that is literally because running Facebook ads is more than just boosting a post. There's actually quite a number of things we need to break down, and I've broken it down into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got 6 things here that I'm going to cover through in this slide, and then we can go into any additional stuff at the end. So imagine it like this, okay? You've just qualified as a brand new personal trainer. You've got 0 experience, and the only knowledge you have is the knowledge from the course that you've just done. You've just taken on your first client then, and all you can implement, because the only knowledge you actually have is the implement of the course knowledge. The stuff they taught you on the course is the only thing you can deliver in the session to your first client. But then you start to notice key coaching points. Maybe you're explaining how to do a squat a completely different way to how the course explained it to you, because you've noticed by explaining it this way, you get better results for the clients. And maybe you start to notice that if you track them or deliver habits in certain ways, they get better results. And then you might start discovering the accountability, and how if you hold them accountable in different ways, you get better results. And then experience and practice all leads to one thing: you knowing how to get the best possible results. So in this example, I've said, by getting all this done, by understanding all this stuff, you can more or less tell a prospect when they come in how long they need to stay with you to get the results they want. And I've done this loads of times before with my own gym, which we'll talk about in a minute. When somebody comes in and they tell me a little bit about their life and what they do and their goals and what they want to achieve, I can give them almost an estimate of how long it would take, because I now know by practice what it takes to get the results.
Mm-hmm.
So why should you listen to me? So I started out doing outdoor boot camps, charging like £5 a session. And then you'd have one person turn up, so you made a £5. Then you may have 10 people turn up for the next session, so you made 50 quid. But it was just never really going anywhere. So like 6 months of doing this, struggling to pay the bills, always panicking at the end of the month. I thought, you know what, let's move back to Southampton. So I graduated in Southampton, met Holly in Southampton, moved back to North Wales, started the boot camp, didn't go well, so we thought, let's move back down to Southampton. First day, we found a gym, and I've been hearing loads of people talk about Facebook ads, and this was, what we talking now, 2014, 2015, people just talking about Facebook ads quite a lot, and I'm like, I've used it before for the football coaching business I did, but can this really work for personal training? And 2 months later, I had 20 clients, all paying me £150 a month each. When I was working all by myself, I was roughly doing 35 clients at £150 a month, which is roughly 5k a month. That was just me running Facebook ads, getting clients into my semi-private training sessions in the gym that I'm working out of, doing 5k. Fast forward to today. Those that know me, I've always got my own gym in Cardiff. We've got 5 full-time staff. Surprisingly, we've got 2 full-time coaches, but 3 full-time admins, because you would be surprised what actually does make it work successfully. Coaches are there to do one job, but the admins have a way different job, and that's kind of what keeps all the clients on board. Plus, if you know as well, we also run a digital marketing agency called FitPro Lead Generation, where we've got Facebook ad clients all over the world. So this is kind of one view of the gym. If we spin it around the other way, which I can't do obviously because it's a picture, you'll see our small.
That would be impressive.
So this is like the team training area where we do currently 12-1 because of COVID restrictions. That's where you can see some white marks where people can stand. And then on the other side, we've got all our squat racks and all our barbells and everything like that. Is where we do the small group stuff. So that's enough about me. Let's kind of dive straight in. So Facebook, like we said a minute ago, is more than just boosting posts, okay? Facebook ads is the cheapest form of online advertising. There's nowhere online where you can turn your advert on, spend 1 pence, and you generate a lead almost instantly. Yes, I know that it doesn't happen as much as it used to do. Nowadays, you're probably looking, if you're in the UK, anything between, let's say, £3 and £6 is a good market to go with. If you get a name, email address, and phone number for that price, great. And you're not going to get it cheaper anywhere else. Doing Google ads, you're going to be paying a minimum of £20 a lead minimum. So that's why Facebook ads, like I say, is the cheapest form of online advertising. It's also the most accurate. Remember, when people create an account on Facebook, they literally tell Facebook everything about themselves. And then as they're using Facebook day in, day out, they're still telling Facebook so much more about themselves too. So you can literally go on Facebook, target women between the ages of 46 and 48 who like horse riding, who have 2 children and drive a Mercedes. You can literally tell Facebook to find those people, and Facebook will find them because they've put all this data into Facebook. So it's super, super accurate on the type of people you're trying to find. So it's really this simple, okay? You choose your audience, you choose your budget, and generate leads. That is really how simple Facebook ads is. Yeah, I'm making it sound easy saying it, but it really is that straightforward, because Facebook is all about interruptive ads, okay? You've had a long day at work, you've had your dinner, you sat down, you're watching the TV, you've got your phone, you're literally scrolling through your phone, and bang, there's an advert. Bang, there's another advert. And as you're sliding through, you just keep seeing these adverts. And it's the interruptive ones that stop you in your tracks, okay? We've all had this in our life. You're just walking down the street and something catches your eye. It stops you in your track. It's an interruptive thing, whether it's a shop, it's a person, there's something going on in the streets, something that's stopping you in your tracks. That's what we need to do. And that's what Facebook ads is all about. So it's stopping the user focus on your post, on your ad. Whatever you've posted, that's what it's all about. So let's dive into improving your ads. So like I said, we've got 6 things that I've written down. I kind of go into some detail on all of them. So first of all, we need to choose the right type of campaign. So if you've never ran Facebook ads before, this might seem a little confusing. If you have, then it will make more sense. But this is crucial stage to making sure you get it right. If you choose the wrong campaign, you're most of all going to generate the wrong leads and you're going to just waste your money. And there's lots of different ways to run Facebook ads. You've got something called a traffic campaign. You've got a lead ads campaign. You've got a conversions campaign. You've got a page engagement campaign. There's loads of them. Okay, I think off the top of my head, if I just do some quick numbers, you're probably talking about 13 different types of campaign types. These are usually the 4 most common ones. And they all have a valid reason to be used. A traffic campaign, the purpose of that is to send traffic to a specific page. So traffic, you'd mainly use that if you're sending people to a blog page or something. You want to send people to have a look at your website. It's not a place you tend to send people if you want to generate leads. Lead ads is Facebook collecting their data for you. So instead of you having to be a technical wizard and use landing pages and application forms and thank you pages and understand the Facebook pixels and everything, you could just use a Facebook lead ad. It's super simple. You tell Facebook what details you need, name, email address, and phone number. Facebook collects it for you. You grab their details of Facebook and you go from there. Conversion is the most popular one if you want to generate leads properly. Facebook are trying to find people who convert. So Facebook, again, know what you do because you use Facebook all the time, so they know exactly the type of person you are. But with a conversion ad, you've got to create a landing page and a thank you page, put a standard view pixel on the landing page and put a view and lead pixel on the conversion on the thank you page. So Facebook know that person became a lead. And that's usually the most popular way of doing it. And then page engagement is just to get people to engage with your advert itself. So you need to basically decide what works for you. And again, like I said, it all comes down to experience. If you're not confident with putting pixels in, you could use a traffic campaign, just send people to that landing page, or use Facebook lead ads. Or if you're getting quite good with it and you're starting to get better and watch a few more YouTube videos to get good at it, then you could try the conversions route. Next, we've got the audience confirmation. So you've got your advert running with the right type of campaign. Your advert is running and it's just stopped somebody in their tracks. And when you do that, you need to confirm to them that this is the right advert for them. And like this picture says, are you talking to me? Okay, you're literally stopping them in their track and confirming that they've made the right decision to stop and read whatever your advert or your post is by letting them know that this is for them. So this is the headline of the advert itself. It calls out to them, okay? It calls out to maybe their age, maybe their gender, maybe their location, or maybe their goals, fears, and pain. So it could be as simple. I'm based in Cardiff. Our gym's an over 30s gym. So I would say I'm looking for ladies based in Cardiff over the age of 30. So any female in Cardiff over the age of 30 instantly knows that this advert is for them. If your headline doesn't say anything like that, if your headline just says, we've got spaces for our next online program, we've got spaces for our next boot camp, it doesn't really say who this boot camp's for, who this program's for. You're not really talking to anybody. So you just carry on scrolling and you haven't confirmed with the audience that this is for them. So number one, confirm to your audience in the headline instantly that this advert is for them. Next, we have the right hook. okay? So nobody comes on Facebook and decides they want a 12-month membership of whatever your program is. People come on Facebook to get away from what's going on in their day-to-day life and just to spy on other people, check out what other people are doing, just generally be nosy about what is going on in the world. They're not coming on to want to join a gym, an online program, a boot camp for 12 months. They're literally just come in just to relax, okay? So remember, Facebook is all about interruptive ads. So you need to know your target audience and you need to create an entry offer or front-end offer into your business. So you know the type of people you want to work with, you create the entry offer, and this is what you put out in the advert. So you need to figure out what gets them through the door. Is it a free session? Is it a 6-week program? Is it a trial for 1 week? You need to figure out what it is that gets people through the door. The best example would be something like broadband in your house. Your broadband deal is about to expire. You have a look on Sky. Sky have got this normal standard package, £37 a month, everything you want there. Then you go to BT, and BT have exactly the same, but their first 6 months is half price. So that is the hook, okay? You're showing them that this is a special offer specific for this type of person. What makes them want to know more? Again, interruptive ads. You've called out to that person. Now you need to make sure that the rest of the text or the rest of the copy is making them want to keep reading or click the link to want to know more. And then what makes them want to leave their details, when it comes back to the offer, okay, is that offer compelling enough that they want to give you the details? Remember, you have to give them a reason to give their details. It's why a lead magnet works so well. So a lead magnet could be a free 7-day meal plan, could be a 5 tips to feel more confident in the gym. It could literally be whatever you want. You're giving them something for free, something that's going to benefit or help them in exchange for their details. And this is the same with the advert, whatever you're running, whether it's a sales advert, whether it's a free giveaway, whether it's an ebook, you have to give them a valid reason to want to give their details. And this is the offer in the advert, okay? So you're putting this offer out in the advert to get people to come to you. Visual confirmation, and this is quite an interesting one, okay? So I want you to spot the big issue from this. And this is visual confirmation. So we've got a massive guy here, been working super hard in the gym, as you can see, all authentic, nothing wrong with this guy at all, massive, ripped. You know the type of guy, gonna get on stage, hopefully win some competitions. So this is your image, and this is your headline. I want to help 10 more over 30s, let's say Cardiff ladies, get into awesome shape in our 28-day challenge. Massive, massive issue with this. You're talking to over 30s ladies. Again, if you don't know your target audience, if you don't know what it is they want to achieve, they do not want to look like this guy, okay? So if you wanted to get an audience that looked like this guy, then your audience or your headline should be completely different. I'm looking for 10 more guys who want to pack on some serious muscle in the next 28 days. That would go with the picture. But if you've got a headline like this, and then they see that image, they're going to think, oh, bloody hell, that's not for me, and scroll on down. Just keep going past your eyes, past your advert. So visual confirmation is key. You need to confirm with them, again, that they've made the right decision to stop. So picture and videos, okay? Consider your target audience. Again, it's just the same as this picture. If you don't know your target audience, then it's going to be hard to get the right images or videos that you need. So some ideas could be a video of what's actually going on the program. So if you're a ladies only, then you obviously just want a video of your ladies training in the gym. If you are a type of gym where you're going to pack on some serious muscle, then you want to have a video or picture of that type of thing happening. If you're a CrossFit type of place, again, have a picture of this. And then with online, again, you just kind of focus on what is they're going to achieve or the type of people that you're calling out to. So ones for online could be success stories, people telling them how successful they've been on your program. And if in doubt, a picture of you, spelling mistake, a picture of you will always work, okay? When I started off with just ladies over 30s, and then I decided let's add men because that was I had plenty of time to fill the gaps in, but I had no guys I'd ever trained before. So I just had a picture of me, just me standing in the gym, thumb up. I'm looking for some guys to come and join our program. We got our first intake pretty quick with that. Just a picture of you will work. But remember, if you're a massive, toned, ripped person and you're targeting a completely different opposite audience, then obviously you need to be careful with the type of picture you're taking of yourself. And remember, interruptive is key. So what we're doing now is we're using Canva. It's great. Using, say, 4 pictures, put some really basic text on it. Canva then can turn it into a video where all the pictures shake a little bit or they pop up in different formats. And it's a picture advert, little bit of text, and it's interruptive because it's moving, it's catching the eye. There's different colors popping up. So again, think about the pictures or videos that you can use that stop people in their tracks, confirm that this advert is for you, and they want to do whatever they need to do with the advert. So intrigue versus fact. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is number 5, is it? Length of copy does play a big part to the success you get or the type of leads you get from your adverts. Short copy is intrigue. You get a lot more clicks because if it just gives a really, really brief insight to what it is, a lot more people are going to click because they're going to want to know what is this all about? Why is this person saying this? They're going to want to know what's going to happen. So the shorter the copy is, the more clicks you're going to get. The longer the copy is, the more confirmation that they're going to get if this is a right thing for them, which means you'll get less clicks. The more copy, the more somebody's going to have a reason to say no, so you're going to get less clicks. So then it really comes down to the type of leads that you need. If you're giving away like a free 7-day meal plan, it's a real simple lead magnet. Obviously, you want the short copy to be there because you just want to generate a massive volume of email addresses. Maybe you're sending people to your free Facebook group. Again, super, super short copy to build a lot of intrigue so people come and join your Facebook group. Whereas if you want to spend less time chasing leads, want people who more or less know everything that you can offer, then you'd go with a much longer copy. But they both do have the negatives and positives to them, okay? Sometimes a short copy does deliver quality leads, and sometimes long copy does deliver terrible leads. So it is, again, a case of just practicing, testing, and figuring out what works. So let's have a quick look at a potential advert you could run. So we start off with a headline. If you want, you can just kind of, when we get to the bottom, screenshot if you want to kind of have a little idea of what you'd write. So the headline, okay, it confirms with the person that's reading this that this program is for them. So instantly there, we've put it's for ladies that want to transform their body and health. Again, you put in the year so they know it's this year, it's ladies, only a short number of people, and you've mentioned the type of goals they want to achieve. We would then maybe put an intro, okay? So maybe put, hi, I'm person name, founder of business name here in area name. Again, you're just confirming where you're based and you've told them who you are. So you're breaking the ice almost. You're kind of making it easy for them to know, like, and trust you before they've read the rest of it, because you've told them you're local, you've told them the name, you've told them your business name, and now you're moving on to what your program is all about. So you've just finished perfecting your next 30-day program. And then we'll maybe roll into some benefits, okay? So the 30-day program here at business name, and how to only, then you kind of list a few benefits. So you have to be careful with the ad copy. Obviously, the more in-depth you go on the actual goals themselves, you might get your ads rejected. So you have to just play around with the copy, play around, as you can see, with the emojis there. If I was to put one dress size or dress size, that would have got rejected. So you just chuck a cheeky dress emoji in there so Facebook doesn't understand what you're talking about, and it will get through. Then you put some scarcity and call to action. So please beware, spaces are very limited on this program. So I'm looking for, again, females or males who 100% committed, and maybe you list a few more things again to, again, just promote scarcity and give them a call to action. And there's a call to action, click the little on button and I'll send you more information. And then an ending and a PS. So always put your name, just to confirm again, your name and your business name. And we always stick a PS in because you'll always get people actually leave you a message or drop comments or want to know more in a different way, because not everyone's comfortable with leaving their details. People might just go onto your website once they've read this. They might drop you a message, or the dreaded one, they'll comment below asking you how much. So is the PS. So the final one I want to talk about is platform optimized. Okay, so this means you've got your mobile view. you've got your desktop view, you've got your Instagram view, you've got your story view, you've got your video view, you've got in-article view. There's loads of different places. And as you can see from this picture on the right-hand side, there's loads of different places you can put your Facebook ads. So you have to make sure that all of these places work, because you might create this amazing ad, okay? It's got a really good video, it's got really great copy, but when you load it up on Instagram, it just doesn't work at all. So an example of this, you might put a load of links, a link to the landing page every couple of sentences in your advert. You post that on LinkedIn. Obviously, Instagram doesn't have clickable links in their copy. So then you've just wasted all that space where it could be an additional text, or you could just remove that text in total. Again, in newspaper, in articles, if you're scrolling down and you go to a newspaper article, you click on the article and then your advert pops up. It shows a very tiny bit of your headline and then maybe the picture. And we've had it before where, these dodgy newspapers that like to share terrible stories about things that are going on. Maybe some really bad person's done something terrible in your area. You click on it, you're scrolling through, and then your advert pops up, and sometimes it just doesn't work. So just be careful where Facebook is placing your ads. Again, it could be a waste of money, or it could be bad branding. It makes you look bad because it's not done properly. So potentially what you do for this is you'd create different ads for different platforms. It does take a couple more seconds, and you can do it all while on Facebook. You don't need to create a different campaign every single time, but it's worth doing it. Or if you don't want to do it and you just want it to be on a mobile newsfeed, then just tick everything off so it's just a mobile newsfeed. That way you know what you've created is going to look exactly how you want it to look. And always test it. Okay, you can test once it's gone live, or as you can see from the picture on the right hand side, there's a little square with an arrow pointing out. If you click that and you click preview, and then you can preview in loads of different places. And here's a final tip for you just before we end here. Okay, add success stories in the comments. So you're probably watching this, and if you tried Facebook ads before, you will know you can't put before and after pictures in the actual visuals itself. So you can't put a success story before and after picture in the main picture, but you can always put them in the comments. So what we tend to do every time we post an advert, we'll put 5 or 6 different success stories, ranging from different things, from videos to pictures to links to websites in the comments. So when somebody's scrolling through Facebook, they see your adverts, they see this advert has got 5 or 6 comments already, social proof, you got a load of stuff on there. They click in the comments, and then they see these additional stuff that link back to the advert or different part of your website. So again, they just build in know, like, and trust with you. And that's genius. Is the end. Any questions?
Awesome. Yeah, there's a few questions actually I've got on here that I'll go through in a second. But I love that last one. I never ever thought of that. Actually, putting the before and afters and stuff into the comments, because that was a common question we tend to get asked on this group. Was actually one of the things I put down on here was about what do you do sometimes when it comes to the images and stuff that you use and before and afters. But I think you've answered that nice and easily there. What I'll do, I'll go through some of these questions and stuff that I've got on here, and if anybody else has got any other questions at all, then please do let us know inside the comments. So definitely try and take advantage while we've got David here, so you can ask away and ask any questions and stuff about what we're doing here, about any kind of lead generation and stuff. So going back to kind of the start, when you first started, you talked about like mainly around Facebook and what we're doing here and how Facebook is generally the cheapest. Is Facebook generally then the kind of the best platform you see really for FitPros to use in terms of advertising? Or would you consider looking at things like YouTube, which I know is part of Google, but would YouTube be something you'd recommend as well for people, or LinkedIn and things like that?
It's a tough one, really. Facebook is definitely the place to be if you're a local fitness business, whether you're online and you're just doing online in your local area, or you're doing a boot camp or a small private gym or whatever you've got. Facebook is perfect because you're targeting a specific audience for that. If you're more online and you're whole of the UK, whole of the USA, or a number of countries, then you definitely want to potentially consider some of the other platforms. Because at the end of the day, Facebook does suddenly die. Mark decides to just take the whole thing offline because he's had enough and just wants to chill out for a couple of years. Then you've lost a way of generating your potential new clients. So things like Google is great because remember, YouTube is owned by Google. So if somebody's Googling a certain thing, how do I lose weight off my hips? You then go onto YouTube and type in the same thing. How do I lose weight off my hips? If you're running YouTube ads, when somebody puts that term in and you've matched that term as the keyword, then obviously your advert is going to show before the video, which potentially is a new lead for you there because you've just told this person exactly how to do it before the actual video itself comes on. Obviously, you have a call to action and you can go from there. But Facebook is, and it will be for the next couple of years, the easiest way and the cheapest way to generate leads. Nothing can really get close. Even LinkedIn, it's okay. It's more complicated again, and then you need to be really specific about who you're targeting. So it depends how much knowledge you've got. If you really want to dive in and take advantage of the other platforms and go for it because nobody else is doing it because they don't have the time to really learn this stuff, where Facebook is, as it says there, choose your audience, choose your budget, and kind of just go for it.
Nice, cool. Yeah, I mean, I quite like Facebook ads. I find the best conversion for the stuff that we tend to do anyway. So we don't do a lot of ad-based stuff, but we do find Facebook one of the best in terms of actually getting new leads in. Compared to the other ones, definitely the cheapest so far. So earlier when you mentioned about the different kind of campaigns and you went through a bit of detail about each one of them, there's a couple of questions on that one. And first one, like, do you have like a particular favorite type of campaign you tend to do? Let's say if you're starting out working with a FitPro, do you generally have like a go-to that you'd recommend for a new FitPro looking to go online and run ads?
Oh, this really is a tough question. So if anybody wanted to come and work with us, for example, we would set them up on a conversion campaign because we would build the landing page, the thank you page, do all the pixels and everything for them. And then this comes down then to the person doing it themselves. If they want to invest in additional software, so you're going to need a landing page. So you could easily use your website. Even a website to buy something like lead pages or ClickFunnels, but you just need a page where you can put your Facebook pixel on. So it comes down to if you want to spend additional money to buy additional software and what your technical ability is at grabbing a Facebook pixel and putting it into the right places. Again, it really isn't difficult. We've got a new staff member today. We've given her 5 ad accounts and we're literally showing her she's never used Facebook ads before. So cool. It really isn't too difficult to pick it up. It's just a matter of practice. So if you're brand new and you've never done it before, my suggestion would just go Facebook lead ads. Facebook collect all the details for you. You tell Facebook what you need and it's all done. But then obviously you need to manage the ads correctly. So know how much a lead should cost you and never spend too much more than what you predict it should be.
Cool. I mean, I'm sure we'll get onto this stuff anyway, but obviously there's things that you offer and other things out there to help people understand like how you would do things like that. Like how do you manage your ad spend? How do you make sure that you are getting a good return from it? How would you make sure that what you're actually putting together, like you mentioned there, you got a new staff member, already got 5 ads accounts, never really done it before and starting to learn how to do things. What stuff is out there to actually help people like do that, like resources and stuff? And obviously you can mention your resources as well that you have and things, which I think you're updating at the moment, aren't you? Your new stuff.
Yeah,
your stuff.
Technically closed unless you're in my free group, which opens tonight at 6 p.m. for
cool.
a few hours. Tough one. So obviously on our YouTube channel, we've got loads of free videos. And again, on most YouTube channels, there is loads of videos out there. The only thing is when it comes to, I saw a guy post in a Facebook group this morning, and his question in the group was, why can you never find any Facebook groups where the owner or admin isn't trying to sell their stuff? And I was tempted to properly go in on him because he just clearly doesn't get the reason for having a Facebook group. And this is the same when somebody's trying to YouTube an answer. The reason people are putting these answers on YouTube are either to generate a number of minutes so they get paid from YouTube. So the more minutes somebody stays on their channel, the more money they generate from YouTube. So they don't go with the quick answer straight away. They drag it out to 10 minutes on average, because that's where you can get 2 YouTube ads into your video. So you obviously get paid more. Or they give you a brief answer. So then they have a call to action at the end where if you want the full answer, you've got to pay for. So it's really difficult to find the exact way. Like I say, on our channel, we do show you how to do all these steps, but you are going to have to watch a close to 10-minute video every time to learn this stuff, because YouTube then pays us a little bit of extra cash, which then makes a big difference in the long run. Yeah.
Cool. And if they want to do like things like obviously paid services like your services out there that obviously can help people going through.
So we've got the FitPro portal, which we literally show you step by step how to do it without me going over and over different aspects of why it makes a difference. We literally just say, this is how it's done. You follow the videos, you grab the Facebook ads copy, you copy literally everything that we do for us or our Facebook ad clients, and just copy it and do it yourself. Or you'd pay someone like myself, or there's loads of other people out there to run the ads for you. So you don't have to worry about how this all works. You just jump on the phone and phone the people that these people or myself give you as a lead.
Oh, cool. I think we'll have some more questions to go through, but we can definitely chat about the FitPro portal, I think, and obviously the other stuff that you do towards the end, because I think a lot of people would find that really, really useful, and it makes sense for you to be here. We might as well talk about your services and what you actually offer as well. A question just popped in, actually, I think on a similar sort of thing. It says, David, if you can go through, let me get this out properly, words out properly. If you can go through how to approach them on direct messages to tell them about your program, like when's the best time to talk about it when you first approach them online. So I think what we're talking about here, maybe you run ads and things like that, and then they decide to DM you and kind of have those kind of conversations with you. Do you have any advice on how to handle that if a lead decides to tackle you that way?
Yeah. So if someone's messaged you asking you how much it is, it really is a tough one. We've fine-tuned our message that we would send somebody, because we've obviously had it loads and loads and loads. And again, it comes back to what we talked about through this whole slide. It's just practice and experience. So you never want to go directly with the price first, because remember, everybody's, I'd say 50% of people that are checking you out now are price shopping. They're not 100% decided they're going to buy. They maybe didn't even plan on doing anything. That's why Facebook is interruptive. They're just kind of glancing and then asking you straight up, how much does it cost? So we'd never go straight in with the price. We'd maybe ask them a question or a confirmation thing first. So we've been sneaky in the past, and we said, can you please confirm you are over the age of 30? As we only work with over 30s. They replied to that question, and then they kind of ask a different question away from price. So that's where you can start building a dialogue, building a load of trust and value, or going from there. Or, like I say to most people nowadays, come up with a nice 2, 3, maybe 4 paragraph message with a price at the end. So it could be as simple as, hi person, cheers for your message. Super excited that you want to know more information about our program. Our program's designed specifically with this type of person. We help you achieve this. You get this type of thing. So don't just say you get 3 sessions a week. You say you get a number of sessions a week that are all designed to. So you build everything up, because I mean, anyone can say you get 3 sessions a week, but if you say we're going to give you 3 sessions a week that are designed specifically for busy mums, or 3 sessions a week that are really designed to help work each muscle generate the most mass it can, you're just ticking off boxes that you know the things that they want to achieve. And then you just put the price at the end. If this is something you're thinking of doing, or you want more information, then let us know. The price is this. Or you might say, usually the price is this, but at the end of the month, we've got this offer going on.
Cool.
So never open with price is the basis of it.
Yeah, basic rule. Keep the price quiet to the end if you can. Just quick on the price stuff. Obviously, there's always that discussion. We have that discussion inside this group a lot, and I see it on other groups a lot about the price side of it. Like, do you like leaving the price to the end and having the price live? Now, sometimes obviously on websites, people have the price on the sales page, have the price on the website. What do you think to that idea of? I know it's not necessarily do lead gen, but like when they come through to the sales pages, and things. How do you feel about that? Do they talk to you first, give them the price of the phone, or is it more on, here's your price, pay, and away you go?
I think this question will go on even
Forever.
when we've retired and we're just kind of sat.
Yeah.
It is a difficult one. People have different answers depending on the type of person they are. I think this comes down to yourself as well. If you've been brought up in a pretty affluent family where money's never been scarce, you generally are more comfortable to put the price on things. Whereas if you've been brought up where you've never had spare cash, money's always been a bit tight or been a bit wary, you tend to not reveal or talk about the price too much. So that is kind of a key thing. And then the other thing you've got to consider is people are price shopping, which does make a big difference, because you put the price on there, that's instantly told them whether it's for them or not. But by not having the price on there, they're requesting more information, so you can start building the relationship up, and then you can tell them the price once you've broken down any barriers or fences that they're trying to stick up to stop them wanting to do it. So there just is no perfect way of doing it with price or without price. Obviously, with the price on it, you're going to get a lot less people, but anybody that does show an interest is a better quality client. The best example I can give is we most of our Facebook ads people, we don't put prices on them, but we've got one guy who doesn't want to do loads of phone calls. He hates having to try and hard sell to people, so he just wants us to put price everywhere. So we can generate leads for everybody else for, let's say, £3.50, £4, but for him, every lead's costing about £20 to £25. So for £25, he's got somebody who's maybe 70% the way they're signing up. But for that same price, somebody else could have got 5 or 6 leads that they could potentially sell 2 or 3 of them to. So it comes down to what type of leads you use as well.
I guess then I suppose it does really come down to not just, it's about who you actually want to work with, I guess, your kind of avatar, if you like, or whatever you want to call it. And I guess also like the approach of the business you want to deliver to help support that particular type of client. Like if you're doing more higher price stuff and you're speaking to people on the phone, it might be worth having 5 or 6 phone calls that could be 30 minutes to an hour long to convert somebody into a higher paying program. But I guess if you're doing a different pricing, you don't want to have those phone calls with people, and maybe your particular type of client that you like to work with doesn't necessarily need that, like you mentioned there, they're more comfortable with money, like, and that kind of thing, then you don't necessarily need it. I guess a lot of it does come down to who you're working with, who you are, and the type of business you want to run, I guess.
It's so difficult. So me, for example, if I like something, I don't really, I know this might sound a bit big-headed or something, but if I like something, I'll just buy it there and then.
I'm exactly the same. Exactly the same.
If I'm walking past a street market and I see this phone case and it looks super cool, it's got the Everton badge on it or something like that, then I'll literally, if he says, yeah, 20 quid, doesn't even bat an eyelid. But then say we're going to the shop with Holly and Holly's there saying, oh yeah, we should buy this conditioner for the clothes. It is, I have no idea how much conditioner it is, but let's say it's like it's 20 quid or something. To me, that would seem like a lot. So it really does differ the type of offer, the type of person you're talking to. So for one thing, I would literally pay whatever it is because that's what I want. But if it's something completely different that I'm not really sure about, then I would instantly say no and want to know why it is valued at that price. Yeah.
That's quite good actually, because the fact that you can say no and understand why it's valued at that price, I guess sometimes you can get people that might come along and will see a price and be instantly just like, no, I'm not doing that, and then go away before they even understand the value what you're offering. So I can see why.
That's better sometimes, because if you're not up for the chase, you don't want that hassle, then you just put it there. So for example, for most of the clients we run ads for, there's no price on the ad, there's no price on the landing page, and then on the thank you page there's an application form with the price. So we're not hiding the price for them. If they want to know the price, they just got to put their initial details in and the price is there. So we get those initial details straight away. But if we put the price on that landing page and they don't like the price, then they're not going to give you initial details. So in 6 months' time, a year's time, maybe even 2 years time after emailing them every single week for 2 years, they finally decide now is the right time. But if they didn't leave their details because the price put them off, then you've never had the opportunity to sell to them ever again.
That's a really good way of putting it, actually. I quite like that way of doing it. Cool. I think it leads quite nice onto the next thing, actually, was about the entry offers. You mentioned about having a good entry offer. If we have this kind of focus maybe around like online FitPro, since that's what most people are inside this group. And obviously, a lot of in-person trainers here, but a lot of people do the online side of it through PTD. And about what you maybe think is or what you have seen, I should say, from people you work with in the online industry, what is a good entry offer? For example, one person's mentioned here in the comments, they use a 14-day free trial for theirs, and he's actually asking whether that's too long or not for what they want to do. But yeah, what have you seen work well, or what's your experience in that and your input on that?
Okay, online is a completely different ball game to face. It's so different. And anybody that's watching this and you're doing face-to-face stuff and you're thinking, you know what, I might have a little dabble at online, then all I'm going to say is best of luck, because online is a full-time job. Face-to-face is a full-time job. So if you don't have a team and it's just you, pick one, because trying to do both is literally impossible.
It's so hard. It really is to do both.
So different. And that then changes the offer you put out there. So if you run, so we've got some gyms, some big gyms who it's just a standard typical gym, your £20 a month gym. The offer we would put out for them could be a 1-day pass, because somebody just wants to see if this gym is the right place for them. They've tried DW, they've tried Pure Gym, they've tried Simply Gym, and then there's this gym, and they've tried all of them, and they just want to just see if it's the right offer for them. But if you said to somebody, you know what, yeah, I'm my 12-week program, but I'm giving you a 1-day free trial, they're not going to see the benefit of a 1-day free trial. So if you're going online, and I was speaking to somebody earlier, she's got a low-end monthly online subscription. I was saying to her, your profit will always come usually in the second month if you're given a massive discount or a hook to get people in. So she charges, she's like £10 a month, I think she charges. She's got 450 members. So she's doing pretty decent at £10 a month. But she was like, how can I keep growing it? How can I do the ads? I was like, so the hook is key to get people in. So you want to be offering a £1 7-day pass, a free 3-day pass, just something easy to get them in, but know the value or your return, your profit will come in the second or third month. Because if she spent £50 for the week, she got 10 people in, so it's £50. They've paid nothing. They're staying with them for the first week or the first month, or they pay £1, let's say, for the first month. So she's only made £10 in return from the ads. She then needs at least 4 people to stay to make the money back in the second month. So the offer for online is so key. So the most people we work with online literally do longish offer selling via an application form. So 6 weeks is usually a little bit too short. Most people tend to go for around a 12-week for online.
Yeah. One of my favorite models actually is to offer like a kind of a 12-week program to bring them into it, and then use have upsells from there and move them into kind of like a long-term subscription or membership. They're the kind of things I've seen work very well online. More recently these days tends to work quite well, and then you get the longevity of the client over time, and you can establish value over that 12 weeks.
Because it's really crazy. So obviously we've like I said, it's that we dabbled at doing some online stuff for Canine Fitness, but you instantly know that online is so it's a full-time job. So when lockdown came, we gave it another go, and the clients we had in the gym didn't really do any of our online sessions, and it at the start it didn't make any sense. It's like, well, we're putting all these sessions on, but there really is a difference between somebody that goes to the gym and somebody that wants an online program. There's a massive difference in the type of person they are. And it's the same for the gym. Somebody that wakes up at 5:30 in the morning to go to 6 o'clock session, AM, is a completely different type of person that will come to after work sessions.
Yeah, without a doubt. There's definitely a difference in the type of person. Also, like I said, there's a big difference in the offer, I think, and the approach you take between online and in person. I think it's not as simple as just doing the same thing on, a lot of people, I think when the whole lockdown happened the first time around anyway, it was kind of like, I'm just going to take exactly what I do in person and replicate that online. And that in reality doesn't tend to work that well, I don't think. I mean, there's a very different approach you need to take.
So like this girl I'm talking to, who's doing £10 a month, what did I say? She had like 450 members. She's literally flying, but she's not targeted the whole of the UK. And this is usually the first thing I say to people who say to us, "Oh, can you run some online ads for us?" And they're just getting started. I will say, stay local, literally stay local, because you never know. I know you're going online, but you can meet up with these people for a coffee. Maybe you do your consultations face to face, so they know you're a straight up normal person. Whereas if I was doing ads for my 12-week program and I'm charging 900 quid for my 12-week program, let's say, and I'm speaking to somebody and she's based in America somewhere, and I'm saying, "Oh yeah, this is the value. I know you're going to get amazing results, but it's 900 quid. She's probably never ever met me before. She might have just come across me about 2 weeks ago. Whereas I can say to somebody living in Cardiff, "Yeah, this is my program. You do all consultations face to face down at this street's coffee shop," and they'd be like, "Oh yeah, I know that place. I've been there before," or they recognize the name. They're starting to feel more comfortable straight away. So you're breaking down barriers. You sell to them face to face. You deliver online. You build 10 clients that way. You build your trust, and then they start telling their friends. You start growing from there, and that's exactly how Joe Wicks did it. Yeah.
There's a good thing on that. I think that's forgotten about sometimes with online as well, like the locality, like taking advantage of that. Because as soon as when you say online, I've noticed a lot of people, it's like, okay, I need to target the world. I'm online, I can get the whole world here. And it's like, well actually, you've got people that want to train online who could be your next door neighbor. I think sometimes remembering that and using that to your advantage is a great way to start, because once you've got those first kind of like 5-10 clients in, you can utilize that in all sorts of aspects of your marketing. I think it's a good way to grow. I mean, just on that in general, like if you're running ads for online, if you said someone's going to set up an ad for online stuff, how would you recommend the targeting? Like, do you recommend like the wider targeting that a lot of people tend to go for, or would you still target if you're running an online business starting out anyway?
Really depends on your niche. So we've got one guy that has that does work with back problems, and we've got another guy who works with back problems but golfers, and then you've just got a general person who's just trying to help people lose weight. So the more niche you get, you can either do it in the targeting, but I would mainly do it nowadays just in the copy itself. Facebook's changed quite a lot. The good old days of telling Facebook to find people who earn over 21 grand a year has gone. Because when you could do that, you literally knew everybody you were targeting had decent money and they were going to more or less sign up. The days of who you can tell Facebook target is getting harder. But obviously, if you work with just parents, most people usually tell Facebook that they have a child, not by literally going into Facebook and telling their settings they have a child. They go onto Facebook pages on like children stuff. They post on Facebook that they've had a newborn son or they're looking for a cot or something. They tell Facebook store that data, and then you can target it that way. So you either need to be super niche and target super niche, or you're going to struggle. I'm guessing most of the people you work with, you tell them to niche down anyway, do you?
Yeah, most of the people, when we talk about stuff inside the group anyway, and what we do with PT, we try and mention like it's easier to niche down, and the more you tend to do that, the easier it tends to be in terms of not just necessarily like the copy you put out there and the information that you put out there, but also in terms of delivery of programs online as well. It makes life a little bit easier. So generally speaking, we say try and niche down as best you can.
Yeah, it makes such a difference by niching down, because obviously you're talking to a specific person, but if you're talking to an over 50s males today, and then tomorrow you're talking about girls in their bikini who are getting ready for their IB for holiday, people who are following you are going to be super confused about who it is you actually work with. and then they're like, you know what, does this person even know the type of person I am? And they'll move across to the person who's called the dad's coach or something like that, because the name is in the title. It's literally telling them who this is for. So like, I spoke with Ash quickly earlier, and they're saying, I've got 2 hours to do this call because I've got a Spanish lesson. When I went on Google, I wasn't looking for a second language coach. I was searching for a Spanish tutor. So I know the type of person I'm looking for because it says the name in the title. So you need to be specific about who you're talking to. And then if you literally just have, like, my fitness business is called DK9 Fitness, it doesn't say over 30s anywhere, then you put it in your copy, on your website, in your emails, you put it everywhere that we only work with over 30s.
Just kind of on that as well, another question that came was about kind of expectations from advertising. So I think sometimes, and we have it with not particularly with PTD, but with our PTD Ninja stuff, where we actually tend to work with people more closely and help them set their online stuff up. But obviously, we don't really do much on advertising and marketing because that's not really what our business is about. But a lot of people do ask us questions about it. And some of the questions that come through sometimes, like, I've invested X amount of money into an ad, and I did that last week, and my return's not there, or it's not the return I was expecting. I know it's obviously going to vary depending on what they're doing and all that kind of stuff, but is there like a level of expectation that people should have from advertising, like when it comes to ads? Like, do they need to expect an instant return, or is it more realistic to think actually 60, 70, 80% of the people that are clicking on these ads aren't really going to get anywhere, but the 20% is, and that's going to make me a return over a longer period of time?
Oh, it's super, super difficult. Like, that lady, she's charging £10 a month. So she'd have to spend £9.99 or less and to generate one sale to make a profit. And even if she spends £9.99, she makes a profit of 1p. So it either needs to be a higher end offer or understand where the profit actually does come from. So if she's selling, it's costing her £20 to get people into the program, but she knows most people stay between 7 and 8 months. So it costs her £20, but she makes £80 over the long term, then obviously it's worth it. But that's where most people then give up online. They think it's never going to work because they haven't tried the higher end route. And that is usually where you can guarantee your returns on that first month, never mind the rest of the months. So Facebook lead should be nowhere near more than £10. You should know it. If someone's generating you Facebook leads and they're paying more than £10 for a name, email address, and phone number without the price, then you need to stop working with that person like instantly. Application form is usually 2 to 4 times the cost of a lead. So if you spend £10 to generate a lead, an application form should be between £20 and £40. And then the cost of a sale is usually 2 to 4 times the cost of an application form.
That's quite a good way. That's a logical way of looking at it.
And then the other way of looking at it, you have everything. So if you generate 10 leads, you'll get 5 application forms, you'll get 2 to 3 consultations, and then you'll get 1 to 2 sales.
Yeah, that's cool. There's actually quite a specific question on that that's actually just popped in. So they've been trialing the leads ad training for the gym. It's been getting leads in for £4.41, which is okay. It gets the lead and then it gets ghosted. And it's tried to use a phone call ASAP after the form's been filled in. So they fill in the application form, and I'm guessing it makes a phone call straight away, and then sends a text asking for the ideal time after that, or an option to book in for an email with the same content as email, and tends to get ghosted again around 80% of the time. Is that something standard, or is this something else that maybe you could look at and change from that? You might be able to see this. That's actually a question in the comments, and if you can see it or not.
Yeah.
Jed,
how are things, mate? Again, you need to know your numbers. So the average cost per sale in the UK is between £35 and £50, depending on how good you can sell. We've got people who are geniuses at chasing leads and selling to clients, and they can spend £20 on ads and generate 1 sale. So I put a picture up I put a video up last night on my Facebook profile. See if I can find it quickly now. And his average was, let me slide through this quickly now. His average was, he was averaging £86.42 a sale. But his programs are £900 for the 12 weeks.
It's like a worthwhile investment, isn't it?
Yeah.
Worthwhile return, really.
So that tells him if he spends £86 a day on Facebook ads, he should roughly make one sale a day. I'm not sure if anybody's watching this. Just have a look at my timeline yesterday. I literally posted a video on it, and I deleted the comment I got on it because somebody commented on it saying he needs to get better at sales, which isn't always the case. Because there, for example, he's getting all these leads, but they're ghosting him. It doesn't always work like that. You just need to know your costs. Once you know your costs over a good couple of weeks, you then roughly know how much you can be spending. So like in week one, turn the ads on, obviously he was going to get nothing really on that week one. But week two, he made one sale, cost of sale 69. Week 3, increased the ad spend, cost of sale 151. Week 4, 3 sales, cost £93. So it does vary. You just need to get to know what the average number is. And once you know what it is, you're obviously going to be flying.
Cool. Hope that answers your question, Jed.
Or Jed, in your lead ads, mate, just add a couple of extra questions in. Name, email, phone. How prepared are you to get started now? What is it you're looking to achieve? Just give them more hoops to jump through. The more hoops they jump through, the more keen they're going to be. Or put the price in the lead ad.
Cool. Some good advice. I'll see if we do it because I'll be catching up with him later. So I'll be like, hope you've implemented that stuff, Jed. Cool. I'm just keeping an eye on the time, that's all, to make sure I don't run right into your Spanish lesson. There's only a few more questions I've got on here. Where has it gone? We've answered some of these already. Talked about niching down already. Talked about the details with the questions earlier. Oh, that was it. Facebook groups. So you mentioned earlier about getting people into Facebook groups and running ads to your Facebook group. So do you think it is a strategy to run advertising to a Facebook group and using that Facebook group to then build trust? Is it something you recommend, something you've seen do well?
Facebook. Okay, there's two differences that people get usually confused about when we say Facebook groups. Facebook groups, you have a paid Facebook group, which is just for clients. So Ash, you've obviously got yours, and then you've got People Distinction and the Online Training University, which is a free group.
Yeah.
We all need free groups. So we have DK9 Fitness members, and we have Cardiff Over 30s Health and Fitness Community. Over 30s Health and Fitness Community is a free group. I have the FitPro portal paid group, and I have FitPro Lead Gen with Dave free group. The two differences, okay? One is where you put people who pay, they go into that group, you give them extra support, extra motivation, extra accountability. And in the free group, you build, know, like, and trust. So this presentation that we're doing today is in the free group. Ash is delivering free content. People like what Ash is doing. People have a look what Ash does for a living. They like what Ash does for a living. They reach out to Ash. Can I find out more? Ash makes a sale. Free groups, you just basically call them incubators. You put people into them, you incubate them, you build, know, like, and trust, and then you sell to them. It is the perfect thing. And it's why, well, like this group alone's got 8,000 members. So Ash, I'm guessing, is picking up 3 or 4 new clients almost every day from this group. I'm guessing just by posting general stuff. How's everyone been this weekend? Who's struggling with this week? Who needs more help with this? Not posting the answers, just interacting, building a like and trust, and then selling via messenger or I don't know how you run your business, but you might have
literally what you just said there. Basically, we run the groups inside here. We help and support inside here, and then if people want extra help and support, they come check out the PT Ninja stuff. Have conversations with them through Messenger. We do some advertising, but mainly that's the approach. So I do stuff inside here. We also run masterclasses and webinars, again, promoted through here. And then we have email sequences and a few other things. But in essence, 90% of our leads come from this particular group, and it is roughly around 3-4 a day.
It's just so key. And again, there was that guy that commented in one of the groups earlier saying, why is a new PT groups where the admin isn't selling to us? That is the whole purpose of the group. Otherwise, you'd be a paid member and you wouldn't see paid content because you're already paying.
Exactly. Yeah, I think they're really powerful things, groups, personally. So yeah, I think if anyone is watching this, they don't use Facebook groups and your ideal client hangs around on Facebook, then I think you're missing a trick if you don't have one, personally. But
then you have to invest in the free group to get the returns from the group.
Yeah, I think that's one thing. I think that might be something I maybe try and find someone to have a chat about, Facebook group management, because it's a very interesting thing. It takes a long time, a lot of work to nurture in a Facebook group, I think, to get it going well and to have that community chatting and getting involved and engaging. It's it's definitely a lot of work.
You can't just be just something you set up because you've just heard us talking about it. You have to put the effort in, posting daily, doing lives daily, interacting, sparking conversations, sparking debates, putting sometimes controversial things up that really get people talking. That's what builds the know, like, and trust. And then obviously once a month or however you sell, that's how you generate your leads and sales.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, definitely. They're definitely a cool resource when it's done properly and used well and you put the work in. This one should be good, actually. This will be probably the last main question. I think we've answered some of the other ones actually already. You talked earlier about putting the before and after pictures into the comments, but what about ad copy in general? Like, a lot of fitness professionals anyway will write ads, and 90% of the time they tend to come back as rejected. Have you got any kind of top tips of things maybe to definitely avoid on ads when they're putting the copy together, putting them together for fitness professionals?
I'm sure I've done a post about this somewhere. You can't promise anything, because Facebook believe if you promise something to somebody, not everyone can achieve it. So if you're telling somebody you can help them lose 2 stone in 6 weeks, in Facebook's mind, not everybody can achieve that goal, which instantly means it's rejected because it's a false promise. So if you're telling somebody you can help them achieve this goal, so remember earlier in this which one was it? In this one here, we didn't tell them we can help them lose a dress size. We're not saying we're going to help you get 1 dress size down. We hope they're not listening. We put a little cheeky emoji in there of a dress. So then we know what it means, but Facebook doesn't know what it means. So you kind of
bypassing the box, if you like.
So you can't promise. That's the first thing. Second thing you can't do is you can't put people down. If you put people down, see you later to your ad account, you're literally getting banned for that. Because again, it comes down to your core values. Facebook have their own core values. There's a reason why Facebook was created. If you go against the reason Facebook was created initially, then the user's going to get kicked off it. So you can't put people down. That's usually the biggest thing. And then that's really the main 2. Promises and putting people down are usually where most people get their ad rejected. It could be like, I'm looking for 5 ladies who hate the way they look every morning when they wake up and go to the shower. I mean, you're instantly putting ladies down there. Facebook see that and it's just instantly rejected. So
that's cool.
What was that?
That's good. I like that. That's a simple way of putting it, more than just like, if you just think of those 2 very fixed points of just saying, like, don't put people down and don't make promises. Whenever you read it back,
you more or less get away. Sometimes they will come back with your advert is talking about politics, and it's just like, no, it's not. Oh, sorry. Yeah, we thought it was. My apologies. Advert back on. They do sometimes. Remember, it's robots that read it. Yeah, it's not a human being. So that's why emojis and stuff like that can get through. Although emojis did get banned a couple of months back, so you couldn't have arrows in your ads. They were banned for a couple of months until they changed their mind.
Random.
Yeah, it's always changing. So you can't put arrows in your images or videos either. I've not checked to see if that's changed, but yeah, we were getting ads rejected for putting arrows in videos and pictures. So
just quickly on that, is the because I guess I don't actually know whether these or not. Is there any way that actually tells you like those kind of things? Like, is there somewhere in Facebook's like hidden archives that say actually this week we're banning arrows?
No, they do have the terms of service and all that type of stuff. But again, it's like any YouTube video that you're trying to learn how to do Facebook ads. It is absolutely massive, and the answer you're looking for is probably just a one single word, which takes you half an hour to find.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, you might as well try and figure out yourself and just quickly change it.
If you've got a successful ad running and you try a new ad copy and that ad copy gets rejected, go back to that old ad copy for a couple of days at least. Don't try and create a new Facebook ads copy or a tweaked version. Appeal it maybe, yeah, that's fine, but don't go and get another ad rejected, because the more ads you get rejected, the more likely your account is to be shut down. And that's usually what happens to most people. They put an ad up, it gets rejected. They put another ad up, they get rejected. Put a third advert and gone. Oh no, my business is going to crumble because I relied on Facebook ads.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. Definitely interesting thing. But I think that's some cool advice though. We see it pop up all the time, especially in this group, especially with how many PTs are in here that run ads, about my account's been banned. But I guess you do have to kind of go through those steps. Like, you're not just going to ban it like that. You obviously gone through a few steps before that happened. So I think that's a cool bit of advice there. Just like, you know, if you do get something rejected, have a go at appealing it, but go back to what you did before and take your time on it.
Remember as well, Facebook is super, super, super clever. You're not going to walk into a bar and start on the first man. He has a fight with you, but then you go and start on the next man next to him and have a fight with him. And it's exactly the same with Facebook. If you've done something, it got rejected, don't go and do something exactly the same the next day, because you are going to just keep getting banned until you get shut down. Once you know something that does work, stick with it and just keep tweaking it. If it gets rejected, go back, get it running again so you're successful. Facebook forget about you, and then try a few tweaks again.
That's some really, really good advice. I think that's most of the questions stuff in again away your time. I don't want to take you right up to like give you at least half an hour before your Spanish lesson.
I've just checked it. So I'm actually ahead of time. Obviously, we've moved forward, haven't we, in time?
Like I said, we changed the
5:50. I had to call with a guy yesterday in Canada, and it was an hour early because they're still in the old time zone.
Yeah. They're a week different. Is it a week or 2 weeks?
A week.
Difference in it, so they go back
next
week, don't they? Yeah. Just to confuse things. I always find that we run masterclasses for this group inside there that they can sign up to them at different times, and this week's always the worst week because the time differences. So everyone seems to forget there's a time change on one or the other, and it makes it interesting anyway. It makes it interesting with the time changes.
Although Apple Calendars seems to know everything.
Yeah, they're good like that. Apple.
Nowadays, people say technology just doesn't work. They just don't know how to use it properly. Yeah. It's usually the big thing.
Yeah, well, it's a tool, isn't it? It's like any technology. It's a tool. Once you learn to use it properly, you can make the most of it. If you don't know how to use it, it can be a pain sometimes. Yeah. Cool. Just quick before we get on, that's most of the question. If anyone's got any other questions, by the way, please do just ask away in the comments, and we'll try and chuck them in before David has to shoot off. But I'd love to hear a bit about actually what your business does and how people can maybe get involved with that and what's coming up. I know you've got your FitPro portal. It'd be nice to hear a bit more about that. And I know obviously you work with people directly, but last time I checked, I believe yours was full, which is a good sign. But it'd be nice to hear a bit more about that.
So the Facebook ads management is, we just take care of everything. All you would need to do is chase the leads. And then that setup usually comes down to the type of lead that you want. So like say we work with people who are ninja salesmen, or they have a full-time lead chaser. And that literally means somebody, when the lead comes in, they're chasing them. If you are just a one-man band, then the type of lead you want to generate is going to be different to somebody whose full-time job is chasing leads. So the Facebook ads management, we take care of everything. All you would need to do, chase the leads, and then we would hold you accountable with the spreadsheet that I posted on my timeline yesterday. Or
that was cool.
Yeah. Or Jed asked for a copy the other week as well. I was like, you can't have it. That's just for mine.
Not having that. It's a cheeky bugger, isn't it?
Yeah, and just hold you accountable. So obviously it affects our reputation if we can't deliver what we say we can deliver, because then you'd come into groups like this and say that we don't do what we said we're going to do. So our job is to hold you accountable, so you are generating the leads and making the sales that you need to make to be profitable, either on that first purchase or in the second month, moving forward from there. Or the other option currently at the minute is the FitPro portal, where we just teach you and show you how to do it all yourself, and then hold you accountable in the group itself. But the portal is more than just, because I think Jed spoke to me about this the other week, about what type of stuff we have in there. Obviously, we've got Facebook ads. We'll show you how to set them up, but then we give you Facebook ad copy. We give you 2 copies every single month that you can just edit and tweak. We give you all your social media for the month, something called a social stack. Social media posts and Canva templates that go hand in hand. You just edit them to make them look like the way you want it to do. We've got a full website course with all the templates and everything that you just grab and build yourself your website in a matter of hours, because it's all done. You just grab the templates and implement them. You've got an online course. So if you're doing Ash's program, you've got all this content, but you just want to store it on your own website's membership area, then you can just grab Ash's content and build your own membership site, which there's a training for that. Nice. Everything that you need to generate leads is in the portal.
That's nice. And how would that makes sense. If they want to get involved with this kind of stuff, how would they do that? So where would they go to get involved?
Technically, it is closed at the minute until January. Cool. We're building something called the ecosystem. So it's the lead generation ecosystem. So that is built into 6 modules. So we kind of got a little bit fed up of people struggling. It's painful, because I've been there. You've probably been there too, where you've started out, you've been trying to run ads, or you've been trying to generate clients, but sometimes it goes well, sometimes it doesn't go well. You just want a consistent flow of leads. So we're building out the ecosystem, which literally shows you step by step how to build a system where leads come in from Facebook, from your blogs, from your newsletters, from local businesses, and then what to do with those leads, and hold you accountable with generating those leads, with your finances and everything. So it's all in one system. Once it's all built, you just need to spend 10-15 minutes a day managing a few things, and the leads will just keep coming in, and your business will just keep growing.
Oh, nice. That's out, what, January, did you say?
Yeah. Obviously, the people in the portal now get it early, but we're not opening that back up until January, which I don't know if it was a good idea or not, but yeah, I decided just to close the portal.
I quite like it. I quite like that idea. It gets people excited. Makes it exclusive. Cool. So in the meantime, then, if they're waiting to come and join this portal in January and they want to make sure they don't miss out when it does open again, you mentioned there about the free group that you've got. Is there a way people can join that for the time being?
Yeah. So literally, again, I tagged Ash. So if you're friends with Ash on Facebook, check out the post I tagged him in just before we started, or just head over to FitPro Lead Gen. What was it called? FitPro Lead Gen with Dave. And that's the group there. There's not as many members as you have in your group. I think we've got 1.7 or something now, but it's literally daily tips and advice. And we have a daily post that we do, and it's all done in a certain way. So we might invite Ash on the podcast one week to maybe talk about systemizing your online business, and then the whole week then will be based on systemizing your business. So this week is all about sales. So we had Neil come on Monday to talk about how he sells. Then yesterday was selling tips, and then we'll have what's working for us on Wednesday, a foundational tip on Thursday, and then some sort of target or goal or something to try and accomplish on Friday. So we kind of theme every week, so people have got stuff to work on, even if they don't want to become a paying member. Yeah.
Awesome, happy days. If it's cool with you as well, I can get the link and put it into this group if you like.
Yeah, Willow will absolutely love to have to message 8,000 people.
There we go. Cool.
So we've talked about free groups earlier, and if you've got a free group, it's key to start warming those leads up. The minute a lead comes in or joins our group, They get added as a friend by myself. I drop them a message. They get added by a friend by Willow. And then Willow's job is then to try and warm them up by giving them the advice and the content and any guides that she can. Because we know after, it could be as little as 2 or 3 touch points. It could be as much as 50 touch points. They will eventually buy from us. So we just need to keep giving them those touch points so they're building that trust and value so they will come and eventually buy.
There you go. 8,000 messages are going to be going out in the next, the next few hours. That'll be interesting, wouldn't it? Keep you busy anyway.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. Well, again, thank you very much for today, David. That was incredible. Actually, some really useful stuff inside there. Anybody, I know a couple of people mentioned they got late to turn up. So if they do want to watch this back, they can do. It is obviously live, so you can watch it back. It will be in the live videos inside the group, so you can go to the group section, grab the videos in there. But I'll also be taking this and I'll be popping it on the PTD Ninja blog as well, so you can have a look at that. And I'm sure David's could take it, I think, pop it on his YouTube channel that it's got as well. So you've got to find a replay of it on there.
How long is it? Are we close to an hour and a half now?
Yeah, so just over an hour and a half, just under. Cool. Nice marathon one that was. It always go long when I'm on it. I'm always chatting away. Cool. Awesome. Well, thank you very much, guys. Appreciate you hanging around with us. I hope you got plenty out of this. And again, big thank you to David as well for joining us. And I'm sure I'll speak to you throughout the week inside the group. If not, I'll definitely see you next week when we do our next live video and training like this. Cheers, everybody. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.
See you later.